Hey everybody, welcome to the weekly Q&A where I answer your questions, and we got a lot of great questions this past week, so we're going to get into those. But if you have questions about travel or how I travel or anything, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below and I will pick a few to answer next week. Okay, let's get right into it because I have a lot of questions about solo travel. Alejandro Chung writes, could you please share with us the reason why you travel the world alone and how to prepare and adjust myself to solo travel? The reason why I travel alone is because I kind of felt like I needed to do something just for myself. The trip was always conceived as a solo travel trip. One, because no one else was gonna do it with me. Who was gonna, quit their job and just go with me? And two, I kind of like not having someone around, to be frank. I've traveled with other people before, and in most of those situations, it did not go well because you have needs and other people have needs. And in the setting of travel, you just need to depend on each other. And I don't like that for my travel. As a solo traveler, I don't have to be the caretaker or the burden of someone else. It's nice to just be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and take responsibility for your own decisions. As for how to prepare, well, just 2 tips. If you're just kind of getting started with solo travel, I highly recommend staying in hostels because they're a lot more social atmospheres, so you won't ever really feel too alone. It's much more social than hotels where you're kind of just in your own room and no one really interacts with each other. And the second tip is to stay connected with home through the internet. There was a time in the past where you didn't have the luxury of kind of seeing a whole feed of all these things that are happening while you're away. You'd only be able to get information about how your family's doing through a really expensive phone call long distance. That day is gone, and you can travel and also be well connected to what's going on at home. And that's a good way when you're traveling solo to kind of feel like you're not alone. Freshmaker writes, how do you make friends traveling alone? It just kind of happens. I mean, you can definitely put yourself in environments that would encourage making friends, like staying in hostels like I just mentioned, or going on group tours. There are many different ways that people's paths cross while you're out there, and when you're a traveler, you're kind of more open to new experiences and meeting new people, and other people are open to those same experiences. So as long as you're willing, you'll make friends. Ricky Bach writes, I was wondering how you find the LGBT scene in Southeast Asia compared to the States, where you come from. Is it easy to strike up conversations with locals at a pub, for example? Well, Ricky, the Southeast Asian LGBT scene is mostly confined to major metropolitan cities. I'm not saying that there's no gay people out in the rest of these countries or whatever, but the scenes are located just in like the major travel hubs, which would mean there's a lot of interaction with the tourist industry and the gay scene. But you'll find in all these places similar fare that you would find in any gay scene in the West, which is just like nightclubs and bars. But for me, I didn't really experience a lot of gay bars, except for like in Bangkok, I guess, and I'm gonna post a vlog soon about my experience there. In terms of like interacting as a tourist with locals, there's definitely like language barriers. That's definitely a thing, and cultural barriers even too. If you're trying to start a relationship with someone, I know of a few friends who've done that. But usually I've gone to these places with friends, and I'm not the kind of person who just kind of branches out and tries to meet every single person that's around. And also I have a boyfriend, so I'm not trying to get into all that. You know what I mean. And our comment from the week comes from Elizabeth Travels. She says, I can't wait for the new videos coming up. If you want a travel story from me, I have started this travel series on my channel. It's just me right now, but I want to expand it to other people soon too. Well, Elizabeth, thank you so much for the comment, and your prize this week is a shout out and a plug, because Elizabeth has her own travel channel and she did a lot of traveling through Southeast Asia, and you should go check her out, especially if you're interested in motorbiking across Vietnam. She did that, which I did not do. This past week on the vlog, we went to Chiang Rai, and next week we get to go to the Elephant Nature Park in Chiang Mai. So that should be so much fun. Go ahead and subscribe to make sure you don't miss any of that. And I'll see you all next week for the next weekly Q&A. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, get off the couch and go do great things. Bye!